Good morning. Today's word of the day is perspective. I want to tell you a quick story about perspective. There was a man traveling, walking down the road. He was headed to his destination, and he decided to take a break, and he sits down on the side of the road under a tree, and he's relaxing. And this little boy comes up beside him, this young man, and sits down and says, "Where are you headed?" And the guy says, "I don't know." And the kid looks at him and says, "Well, what do you mean you don't know? How can you get where you're going if you don't know where you're going?" And the older man looks at him with wisdom and says, "It's not about where I'm going. It's not about the end for me. It's about the journey." And the young man says, "I get that. It's about the journey, but how are you going to know when you get there?" And the older man says, "Well, when I get there, I'll have peace and contentment. I'll know I've arrived when I have that peace and contentment. But for me, it's all about the journey. You see, I can have an exciting day every day if I enjoy the journey instead of just focusing on I'm going to have this amazing day or this amazing time when I arrive at my goal. I can enjoy my entire journey." The young man thinks about that for a little bit, and the old man gets up and leaves. And as the young man heads off on his day, he decides to change his perspective a little bit and enjoy the journey, to not focus so much on the end game and the goal, but to enjoy his journey. You see, his perspective changed. And I want to encourage you today to think about your perspective on life, whether it's on your family or work or your end goals in life, or all those different things, that you change your perspective and think about things a little differently. If you're in your job, maybe you're a customer service person, or you're a salesperson, or you're a worker who gets out there and does manual labor, and you sometimes dread that day. Change your perspective. As you go out today, let your perspective be, what's going to happen to me today that's going to be good? I want to look for the opportunities along the way, not just worry about the end game. The end game is great, and that destination is awesome, but it's one moment in time. The journey is what is exciting, and that's one perspective. What is happening to you today in your life that you need to look at it differently? You need to change your perspective, and maybe, just maybe, if you change your perspective on it, you'll get something different out of it than you've always gotten. Whatever happens to you today, whatever comes into your life, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're focusing on, maybe look at it from a different perspective today and see if perspective could make things better for you today.